Hey guys, it's Chris and I am here to prove the fact that I can very easily be peer pressured into doing things apparently. Because I wasn't going to do a Hairy Movie Club review this week because I wasn't feeling the best and it's Game of Thrones night and I'm super busy. But yeah, there were people with sad faces because I wasn't doing one. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll do a review. Gosh. So I'm here to do this week's Hairy Movie Club review, which is to the very first Austin Powers movie, Austin Powers International Man of Mystery. Now, I must confess, I did not watch this movie specifically for this review, so it's been about a year since I watched it. But I have all three of the Austin Powers movies and I do love them and I do quote them all the time, so I figured, how hard can it be? The movie came out in a year that I don't remember. Now I'm realizing why it's probably good to research up on a movie before you do a review. Okay, so it came out, a while ago, and it's like another spoof movie, and again, it's like spoofing the spy genre, and this one I kind of feel like is actually spoofing the 007 sort of Bond movies even more than the Johnny English movie was, just because of the way, it was very obviously like, I think Mike Myers is Canadian, like mocking the whole British spy scene, and the fact that, like the bad, like femme fatale woman, had names like A Lotta for China, really similar to things like Pussy Galore and, stuff like that. So that was funny. I remember that bit. And oh god, see, this is why I can't do movie reviews unless I've planned on doing them. So much I love you, Ellen. But look, the movie stars Mike Myers and he's actually playing the role of Austin Powers and also the role of Dr. Evil. And of the two characters that he plays, I actually think I prefer Dr. Evil above Austin Powers. And then when you start getting into the other movies, he really does an Eddie Murphy and plays multiple characters, because in the second one he brings in his character Fat Bastard, who I think I love just that little bit more than Dr. Evil, which was pretty much just like a rehash of one of his characters from So I Married an Ex-Murderer, but I won't worry about that. The movie also starred Seth Green, who I love in every role that he plays. The guy is freaking amazing. And I think the scene with him and Dr. Evil, who is his dad in the movie, when they go to counseling is just about the best thing I've ever seen, especially when Dr. Evil gets up and starts talking about his past. The story of my past is inconsequential, in his funny Dr. Evil kind of way. I love it, especially when he talks about, his mother, who was like a 15-year-old French prostitute named Chloe with web feet. Just, oh, God, that stuff is so funny. I love it. So I think Seth Green was my favourite character, like, overall, with his role as Scott Evil. And I love his story progression throughout the three movies, but no, supposed to be focusing on this movie. So, yeah, Austin Powers and Dr. Evil were like, the James Bond and his main arch nemesis going head to head. And in the 60s, Dr. Evil basically, cryogenically type, frozen himself in space and stuff. So Austin Powers was, frozen for 30 years and then, thawed out in the 90s. For when Dr. Evil came back, and it's that very funny kind of fish out of water type story when he's like, look at me, if I was in the 60s I would be so totally hip and happening right now, but you put me in the 90s and I don't make a lot of sense, and that's weird. So a lot of funny jokes happen from that angle. It also stars Elizabeth Hurley in it. She's not really the greatest actress. She never really has been. She's mostly there to look pretty. And thankfully, the main female lead type character gets replaced in each of the movies they do, thankfully. And I really love the cameo from Will Ferrell, especially the bit when he falls off the cliff and he's like, I think I've broken my leg. I'm going to try and see. No, it's definitely broken. onion. It's beginning to smell a little like almonds. Just, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love Will Ferrell when he's not the main actor in a movie. I think the only one I've really loved of his is in the main character is probably Talladega Nights. Maybe Anchorman, that was my dog. I think Will Ferrell at his best is when he's just like a supporting character because his jokes are so funny then, and it was just great. And, you know, thanks to Mike Myers and Austin Powers, you know, we have a whole bunch of really cool lines that get quoted all the time, including, you know, if you make a bet with someone and you're like, I'll do it for $100 million. Ha 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 ha. You know, that shit's funny. So overall, I like this movie. I mean, I haven't seen it for a year and I still remember what happened in it, and I love it, and I love The Spy Who Shagged Me, the second one, and I love Goldmember because I love gold. Just, these movies are so good. So, yay. I like Austin Powers. There you go. I did my review, Ellen, even though I said I wouldn't, but I did one anyway. This is the worst review I've probably ever done in my life, but, you know, I can only go up from here. Okay, that's me. I'm gonna go watch Game of Thrones and then I'm gonna go to bed because I don't feel the bestest right now. So, okay guys, bye!